All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick our work session off. It is 5 p.m. and we're gonna ask Mayor Hubbard to open us up in prayer tonight.
Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity you've given us this evening to come together and take care of the city's business. Lord, we just ask for your continued blessings. Lord, just keep us safe through the holiday season. Lord, be with the council as they go through their decisions tonight and keep everyone safe throughout the rest of the week. These things we ask in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mayor Hubbard. All right, so for those of you that have a copy of the work session agenda, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and move number 8 to the top. It is Captain Jason McNeil to recognize and congratulate the Sylacauga Aggies 12U football team on their undefeated record this season. Captain.
I just want to take a moment to congratulate and to introduce you to a group of fine young men. So first I want to tell the story of how it all started. Back in early August, I went to the first football practice and I met a great group of people. Coach K was the head coach and he introduced us to a lot of the other coaches. But what inspired me about him was before he even got started, he said, I want to let everybody know I'm a Christian man and this is what we're going to go by. And if you don't like it, I hate it. He said that, and then he also said, and we will show respect here. The first words that come out of your mouth when you speak to an adult, regardless of who it is yes ma'am or yes sir. And he said, if we have a problem with that, I can fix that. So they seem to have done very well on it. After that, he said that he's won a championship before. And he came in runner-up several times, but this year he's going to win another one. And he did just that. The 12U division for Talladega County went undefeated, won the championship game. And I just think they deserve some recognition, so I'm going to see if Coach K can come up here and introduce the other coaches and let everybody come up here so we can get a picture and give some consideration and some congratulations for them.
Good evening. I didn't know I was going to speak tonight, but I'm extremely proud of these young men. They put in hard work. They listen at a lot of the coaches yell. They listen at a lot of coaches get on their case. We meant exactly what we said. We are trying to teach things that they can carry with them after football season.
Amen.
So what we was trying to do is exemplify what it means to be a man out there on that football field. Not only that, but at home as well. Grades were important, which was the number one thing. We made sure we talked on that. And at the end of the day, God was first for us. And you see, again, I want to say thank you to all of these group of coaches. Y'all come on up. Y'all don't let me stand up here by myself. And I want to say thank you to them because just like me, I didn't receive not one check for this. They volunteered their time, they did everything they could to help out these young men. So again, I want to tell them thank you. And for the first time, I can introduce to a lot of the people here, back-to-back champions, the Sylacauga 12U.
If you want to call them out by name so we'll know who everybody is, you could have at least told us who your coaches staff was.
I'm sorry. My coaching staff, you have Whit Mitchell, wave your hand Whit. You have Gerald Cash, you have Andrew Brown, Monty Chambliss, DeVar Harris, we have Scooby Dickerson, we have Chester Watkins, we have Montreal Williams. I don't think I'm missing nobody. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Yeah, he's not here. For the team, better yet, I ain't gonna talk, y'all can. Step up and introduce yourself.
My name's Jake Brown.
My name's Tucker Mitchell. My name's Cooper Thorne.
My name's Steve.
My name's Steve Cooper.
My name's
My name is David Thurman.
My name is Zeke Myers.
My name is Cole Cheese.
My name is
My name is Keith Myers. My name is Jameson Jackson.
My name is Levi.
My name is Amir Billy. My name is Sophie Robertson.
My
name is Rocky Garrett.
My name is
My name is Pierre Peterson.
My name is
My
Cole
name is
Cheese.
DJ Williams. My name is
My
Keith
name is
Myers.
Jameson.
My name is Jameson Jackson.
My name is Bell.
My name is Wesley Weston.
My name is Coleman. My name is Rocky Garrett. My name is
Yeah, and maybe. Yeah, and maybe if we can get the coaches in and get the council, mayor, we can go and get a picture with these guys. And just let them know how proud we are.
Hold them rings up.
Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3.
Everybody smile for the mouth.
Ken, did you get my good side?
Next on the agenda, we do have Glenn Sis from the Coosa Valley Medical Center to make a presentation, and then we'll get our update on the new community center after this. You doing all right tonight, Glenn?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. It's great to be here with you. I think Coach K is slipping out, but I was going to say we do have an opening down on the plains in Auburn, if by chance Coach K and the staff might be interested in coming down that way. Congratulations to the team on a great season, and the future of Aggie football looks very, very encouraging. First of all, let me say this, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you for your leadership, your commitment to the community, a very exciting time in the city of Sylacauga. A lot of exciting things happening, not only in the city, but in the region overall, and your leadership is impactful in that regard. Thank you for that. I'm joined today by members of the CVMC team, including some board members, members of our executive team and leadership team who are here. If you haven't had an opportunity to meet them, I hope that you'll be able to do so before the night is done. We're honored to be a part of an organization who's provided over 80 years of caring now to Sylacauga residents. The growth of the hospital through the years has positioned CVMC not only to be a provider to Sylacauga residents, but also a regional provider with now 530 jobs and overall having a significant impact economically on the city of Sylacauga. CVMC opened its senior behavioral unit in 2016 and has provided mental health inpatient support for those 55 years and over since that time. Today, the unit is equipped with 20 beds and runs an average daily census of 18.2 patients, which essentially means the unit is full all the time. We're working now with the state to add an additional 5 beds to this unit, which will grow it from 20 to 25 beds. We've also been approved by the State Health Coordinating Council to add 20 adult mental health beds, which will provide mental health inpatient care to those ages 18 to 55. We anticipate the addition of approximately 25 new jobs to the hospital and city once that unit becomes operational. The physical environment to provide care for mental health is very different than the physical environment to provide care for medical surgical patients. As such, significant renovations and retrofitting will become necessary in order to remove potential harm risk for this patient population. You see on the renderings before you, things like lay-in ceilings have to be removed and replaced with sheetrock in all patient rooms. Bathrooms will require significant work, and doors and door hardware will have to be replaced, and an activity room meeting state codes must be developed for patient care. The cost to renovate and equip these spaces is $2.4 million, including approximately 6 to 9 months to complete the work. Given the financial challenges that rural hospitals face and limited access to capital improvement dollars, CVMC is respectfully requesting that the $2 million that was provided to the city of Sylacauga when local healthcare decision-making left Sylacauga in 1994 and went to Birmingham, that those dollars be transferred to CVMC for purposes of opening the adult mental health unit and expanding SVU. It is our understanding that those dollars remain in place with the city today and has been earning approximately $80,000 annually in interest. And CVMC, under the leadership of our board, is committed to keeping those dollars intact for the benefit of the city until which time the principal has been fully repaid. Not only would Sylacauga residents benefit from this new service, but it would also complement the city's employee assistance program by allowing city employees and their families to remain close to home for inpatient mental health care should that need become necessary. With that, the renderings are here for you to tell you a little bit about the space. The existing senior behavioral unit is located in an older portion of the hospital. Our anticipation is that we will relocate that unit on to 3 West, which was a part of the 2007 opening of the hospital. That unit was built, but has been operational only at times based on patient volume. So we anticipate opening the senior behavioral unit there and then retrofitting the existing SBU for the benefit of adult mental health patients. So we're happy to address any questions anyone may have.
I have a few, Glenn, and thank you so much for explaining that you answered one of them in your presentation. So it was the, you said expected time to open is 6 to 9 months. So if this was to go through, I guess you guys are gonna go ahead and start this immediately? That's the
Well,
plan?
we would anticipate that to begin in January. There are a few more steps that would be necessary to work through with the state. Ultimately, Governor Ivey will have to sign off on the CON approval. So we anticipate that to occur hopefully by the end of the calendar year, and we would begin renovations in January.
Okay, I have another question. What are you projecting your annual income without expenses to be for this department?
The addition of the 5 beds to the geriatric psych unit, the contribution margin we project to be about $850,000 a year, and that's contribution after expenses. And with the adult mental health, we anticipate that to be about $1.7 million per year.
So the 1.7 is just from this new wing?
It's from the new 20 adult patient beds, yes ma'am.
Okay, but that's not taking the expenses out. The 800,000 is with taking the expenses out?
No, both are the contribution margin, which would be after expenses have been considered.
Okay, all right, I have another question. I know recently you guys have sold off, a few wings or portions of the hospital, and I could be saying this wrong, say the nursing home, for example. Are there any plans to get this up and running and then to sell it off?
There are not. In the healthcare world, if you go to tertiary centers or bigger city hospitals, you don't see nursing homes generally as a part of hospitals. That happens mostly in rural or quasi-rural communities. And the operation of a nursing home is very different from the operation of a hospital. So we felt like, when we made the decision to sell the nursing home back in 2018, we were having significant challenges with access to capital. We believe that the nursing home residents and their families would likely be better served to put the operations in the hands of a full-time nursing home operator. We've always believed that somebody that does something all day is probably better at it than we are, right? So we have been very pleased with that, but that's a long answer to your question. We would not anticipate selling it off, no ma'am.
Okay, I have another question. So once this is, I forgot what I was gonna say. Once this is up and running and is generating the income, what do you think the impact of having this wing, what is that gonna do to your finances?
Well, as I shared earlier, the contribution margin is about $2.5 million a year. We hope that helps. You see in the news all the time that rural hospitals are facing significant financial challenges, and that is real. It's not smoke and mirrors. The economic situation is as bad in the state of Alabama and rural communities as it is anywhere in America. So our ability to keep the doors of the hospital open are predicated on new ideas like this. And the challenge we have is the $2.4 million to get it operational. We simply don't have lying around to be able to invest it. So we do believe it will have a favorable impact.
Okay, that leads me to my next and last question. I know how important the hospital is. I think everybody knows I've been a big advocate of making sure we help the hospital any way we can. But the hospital, like you said in your presentation, it not only affects Sylacauga citizens, but the surrounding areas. Have you guys ever reached out, or do you plan to reach out to the county, say Childersburg or any of those municipalities for some assistance as well? Because I know the city has been contributing, I think, every year the past, 6 or 7 years. So have you guys reached out to the county for any sort of assistance as far as helping the hospital?
Well, we reached out to the county, we reached out to the state, we reached out to the federal government. And some members, their response is, if you don't have continuous support from the city of Sylacauga, where 62% of your volume comes from, why would we support that? We think that's short-sighted because there's a significant number of county residents. We actually touch 5 counties with our primary and secondary service areas. So we are wide open to any support that we can receive. We will continue to be committed to doing so. But we do believe every time the city of Sylacauga helps the local hospital, which we have a governmental relationship with, that sends a very positive message to those entities that you're referring to.
Yeah, but still nothing in the past 6, 7 years. Because I know, again, we've been contributing for the past 6, 7 years, I think, since I've been here.
Madam President, may I ask something?
Yeah, we'll go down the,
Okay.
we'll go down the line, Laura. That way, because I think maybe we're having better luck with our sound tonight. So we just want to make sure we're not all speaking at one time. And we'll start with you, Laura.
Am I good to go? Are you?
Well, I think he just stopped answering mine. So go ahead, and we'll just start with Laura, then we'll just go down the list just to make sure we're not all speaking at the same time.
Okay, so basically this is a loan to y'all and y'all are just repaying this. Okay, so we're giving y'all the money and then y'all are giving it back to us in installments.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was on the same page. It's the first time I've seen the loan agreement. So y'all are giving, we're loaning that to y'all and y'all are giving it back. So that makes sense.
And the anticipation would be 2 payments a year in July and December, $40,000 each.
Okay. That was my only question.
All right.
And additionally, to Ms. Nix's question, you never know what the future of healthcare looks like. We want to keep local healthcare decision-making in Sylacauga. Our board is committed to that, our executive team is committed to that, our medical staff prefers that. But down the road, if things continue to change and we couldn't make that decision, and an outside party came in to purchase the assets of the organization, the document that you have before you says that they too would be committed to continue making those payments or otherwise make the city whole.
Good deal. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sis, how is the labor and delivery doing now? Because a lot of them around here in this area are closing down. Is it stepping up? Has it got more busy, or how's it looking?
Yes, sir, it's a good question, and it varies from time to time. I'll have to tell you, Mr. Benson, and what I mean by that is in the last 18 months, we lost 2 OBGYNs that relocated to the Auburn-Opelika market. They wanted to be in a bigger place where they had more resources and more physicians to share call with. Became a lifestyle opportunity for them to in their minds, improve on that. So it was a significant concern for us. We moved from, at one point, having 5 delivering physicians to one day we had 0 credentialed on our medical staff to deliver babies. I will say very publicly and openly to you that Dr. Michael Swearingen and Dr. Cliff Garris have in many ways been saviors to that program, and I'm very thankful for them. Our organization is indebted to them. Our numbers are off, so we're not delivering the numbers that we once were, which was about 500 to 540 our babies a year. We don't anticipate being back at that rate anytime soon. We have added an OBGYN to the community, Dr. Garris, Dr. Swearingen, to continue their work, and we're aggressively recruiting to find new delivering physicians to bring to the market. So it's very important to us not only to be able to keep moms and babies close to home, but we participate in a program called 340B, which assists with oncology patients and drug purchases and that sort of thing. And we have a high population of Medicaid deliveries in the OB service, and that supports that program. So it's very important for us to stay in the business, You're right, I think 17 programs now have closed. There are more counties in the state that don't deliver babies now than do. And we want to continue to make sure that the city of Sylacauga and Talladega County has an OB service in place.
Thank you.
That's all you have, Tim? All right.
Mr. Glenn, good to see you.
Yes,
Long
sir,
time no
Mr.
see.
Brewer. Yes, sir.
Back to what Ms. Nix was saying, and I've only been here for 5 years. I know other county commissions around St. Clair County, I think I sent Mr. Floyd some stuff, and he might have passed it to you a couple of weeks ago, but other county commissions are starting to pitch in now, so maybe we can keep our end up, and maybe our county commission will help you with that whenever you decide to visit them. But when, say the deal does go through, Mr. Glenn, when will the first payment be made to the city? Because we just got this agreement today. I haven't had a chance to.
The agreement suggests that it would be July 1 of 2026.
Okay.
But very important to keep in mind, I think I'm correct in saying that the way the principle has been set up with the local bank here, it matures for you all at or about Christmas time each year.
Right.
So assuming we're able to move forward with this, we make the $40,000 payment in July. We make the second payment on December 1. So actually you get the benefit of the $80,000 a little before Christmas, like you've been getting in the past.
And basically, and my math may be off, because I never was a math wizard, but Kay Nell tried to do the best she could. That's $2 million at 80,000, so that'd be 20 to 25 years before we got it.
25.
And we've got it in here, if something bad goes wrong, the city will still get their money. Say, somebody was to come in and buy or whatever, we're good for the.
They would be bound to continue those payments, or otherwise just write a check to make you whole.
Yes, sir. What's your anticipation again with Governor Ivy hopefully signing her part, you think?
We have a meeting with them on December the 17th, and we are hopeful that everything becomes finalized at that point, and then she would sign the document within a matter of days after that.
And refresh my memory what that document is again?
It's the Certificate of Need Board, the CON Board. Alabama has a CON law that says you can't open certain lines of service in healthcare until you appear before this board, like we're appearing before the council tonight. So we'll appear before a 10-member board on the 17th. The good news is this, when we move from the State Health Coordinating Council, which I mentioned earlier, that's the first step. And the second step is for the CON board to consider and approve. There's a period of time where other hospitals in the county, throughout the region, all Birmingham hospitals could have said, we don't want Coosa Valley to have those beds, we want to bring those to Birmingham. Thankfully, that time has expired. So we have not been opposed by anyone, we have not had to expend legal dollars to fight that battle. So we anticipate the meeting with the CON board hopefully will go well.
Okay, good. Now, and I know Governor Ivy has come up with a way we can help our healthcare facilities by giving a donation to help us.
Yes, sir.
Individuals on their taxes.
Yes, sir.
Have y'all had a chance to project any numbers on that yet? Do you think that's gonna be a good fit for everybody?
We hope so. I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to be a decision ultimately of individual taxpayers and corporations in the community. The way that, it's called the Rural Hospital Investment Program. We learned about that. It's been in Georgia now for about 10 years. And that program is in place for 50 rural hospitals in the state. Coosa Valley does qualify as one of those hospitals. And we will be able to raise up to $750,000 in the first year. Individual taxpayers can give up to $15,000. If you file jointly, you can give $30,000. And local businesses and corporations can give up to $500,000. So there's a $20 million cap statewide. I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you, Nate, but there's a $20 million cap statewide. Next year, that number goes on individual hospitals to $1 million, and then $1.25 in 2 years.
It's good to see you, Mr. Quinn.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
So my question is really, I'd like you to paint the picture for our citizens as to how this came about. The fact that we are looking at a mental health crisis across our state and our country. And what you're seeing in this landscape of healthcare is what's bringing this to the forefront, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Very good question. You know, I think everybody in attendance tonight has somehow been affected by mental health. Whether that's driving down a road of a community and you see someone in need, whether that's a family member who has been unfortunately challenged by mental health risks. But a number of years ago, the state of Alabama said, we're getting out of the mental health business. And there were hospitals that provided mental health care that closed. And the state said, we want to push that back to communities to figure out how to deal with this. We had been challenged with our ability to get into the business because of the economic constraints that we had. But as the mental health crisis has continued to grow, and it's not uncommon to come into the emergency department at CVMC now, and you might see a patient who stays with us for 2, 3, 4, 5 days in our emergency department because we can't get them a bed anywhere in the state. Number one, that's not the right place for care to be delivered. Number two, it's not as safe at times to the members of our staff that are emergency department nurses and physicians, not mental health psychiatrists and that sort of thing. So we believe that by opening this, it will afford two things to occur. One, and most importantly, people do not have to leave this community for care any longer, number one. Number two, as we shared with Ms. Nix's question, there are some financial benefits to the organization that we believe will buoy our ability to do other things going forward.
Okay. So, just logistics speaking here. You're going to close down the senior behavioral, move it to the 3 West, I think you called it?
3 West.
And then the senior behavioral will become the new inpatient for 18 through 25.
Yes, ma'am. 18 through 55.
18 through 55.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So will there be a lag in time as to where patients are going to go? What are we going to do in the meantime?
The senior behavioral care will not be interrupted. The renovations would occur beginning in January until completion. Closer to 6 months likely to get that accomplished, and then we will move those patients all on the same day to that unit, and then probably another 3 months to retrofit and provide a facelift to the exited SBU to prepare for adult patients.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's my question.
All right, so hopefully, there is a need for mental health. You got some more questions, Sam? There is. Hopefully, if this goes through, we're able to help you guys. Hopefully, in the future, we could expand to some younger people. Hopefully, we could do that. But I do want to read the resolution into the minutes, just so, because there's been some questions about the $2 million and what was the $2 million intended for, where it came from, and so on and so forth. So I do want to go ahead and read this just to make sure that everybody's aware of what the resolution says. And this is resolution number 8-95. It says, whereas the city of Sylacauga has on deposit in an escrow account $2 million, which were proceeds received from the transaction between the city of Sylacauga and Baptist Medical Center for the transfer of Coosa Valley Medical Center. And whereas the city council of the city of Sylacauga designates that the $2 million on deposit in an escrow account remain, and whereas the city council of the city of Sylacauga shall designate the use of interest derived from the $2 million. Now therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Sylacauga that none of the principal amount of the $2 million over be used except in case of an emergency or such consequence, such as a natural disaster, act of war, etc., which would create a condition of hardship for citizens of the city of Sylacauga. I did want to go ahead and read that into the minutes, just so everybody knew what that resolution says. And we do, no matter which way we go, again, I am an advocate of the hospital. I do believe we do have to help you guys, and I think we've proven that over the past few years, and we just want to thank you. Got some more questions?
I have a question about, could we repeal this since it's a resolution and not a permanent ordinance, and reword it to what the usage could be for? Just to...
Laura, we've got some time to figure out the process.
Okay, that's what I was, since it was read into the minutes, I was just curious.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was read into the minutes, because that's what the biggest question has been. Who does this $2 million belong to? You know, what can or can it be used for? So I do just wanted to clear that up and just get it read. And again, we're not voting on this tonight, since we just got all this in front of us, so we are gonna take this home, go over it, see what questions you may have, and I guess if everybody's in agreement, we can, I don't know if you wanna,
How close is John with the budget?
where is John? Is John here?
I'm here.
How close are you with the budget?
Mayor and I are gonna meet Thursday, and I've got some questions that only he can answer before it gets to you all, and I should have this one day next week to
Fair enough.
get it in your hands.
Okay, sorry. So just in my opinion, and this is just me, I don't know how everybody else feels, I just don't wanna approve any money until we get that budget finalized.
That's why I asked how close it was with the budget.
Yeah.
I think we'll have it finalized one day, early next week.
Okay, and then we can, so once you get it finalized one day next week, I guess, Matt, you'll, send out some dates so we can go ahead and get, budget work session taken care of? I think the sooner the better. I think we're all excited about getting that budget taken care of. Do you guys agree? So any more questions for Mrs. Sis?
So we're hoping to get this on the agenda for December 2nd.
Once we get the budget, I'm not prepared to vote on anything dealing with money until we get the budget in place. But again, we all know how this works. This is just me, I'm only one person.
Getting the budget in place would be a good idea before we vote.
But I'm saying, but everybody still has a choice, you know, two people can say otherwise and it can be put to a vote.
But maybe I'm wrong, but wouldn't the money already be there since it's in an account for this?
From what I understand, that money is counted in our overall assets. It's counted in our overall assets. That's just me, just the way it's been explained to me. It's counted in our overall assets.
And it is.
So
It's not-
general fund.
It's in our overall assets. That's just like everything, land, money, everything. We don't have a budget in place. We don't know what's what. I don't know what's what.
It's actually sitting in a CD.
Say what you want to say, Greer.
So the budget did not carry over in October and go into the accounts that they were in. So you act like there's money in this general account, but are we not passing through the budget that was, I'm using the wrong words, but it's like a resolution. We just continue.
We continue the budget.
Same places that they were set up to begin with.
Absolutely,
Okay.
but needs change. The only thing that can be purchased out of that budget with the continuous resolution is the things that were already budgeted last time. So everything new that comes up, it does have to come before the council.
But again, this money was set aside and has not been used by the city of Sylacauga.
Correct.
Yeah, for how many, since it's been there?
1995.
1995.
On
That would
account.
be a separate issue than the
Yeah.
budget.
I don't see it that way. Again, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
And if I might just make one additional comment on the $2 million, which was given to the city in 95. So for 30 years, the city's had the benefit of that money. And if you assume a 4% interest rate over that period of time, that's $2.4 million that the city has utilized for capital, for operational needs and that sort of thing. And what is considered here and supported through the document before you is those dollars are uninterrupted to the city. We would pay those, that $80,000 with the presumed 4% interest rate. So nothing changes. It's no longer in your assets, but the money that you've been using off of those $2 million would continue to be available to the city through the $80,000.
But the reason that this money was put there does go away. So this cushion does go away. So keep in mind, as I read the resolution, it does say in case of an emergency or such consequences such as a natural disaster, an act of war, or which could create a condition of hardship for citizens of the city of Sylacauga. I'm not disagreeing that you guys need the money. I just want to make sure people know what this resolution says, and if we give the money, what we're actually doing. That money is no longer there, and it's gonna take 25 years for the money to get back. And also too, for a city to have $2 million cash on hand, that says something positive as far as us managing our finances.
Again, the purpose of this money was a payback for a resolution that was between the city of Sylacauga, Baptist Medical Center, and our hospital. So I think we've got several issues, but I don't think that money needs to be held up. When we've got him looking at a CON that needs to be, acted on by the end of December to get this ball rolling, to get this program in place.
John said he'd have the budget ready by then.
But John's gonna have the budget ready, but we won't be able to have work sessions and finalize the budget by then. And again, what I think I asked this a few minutes ago. All you need is Laura, are you in favor of Greer putting this on the agenda and go ahead and vote for it before we get the budget in place?
Yes.
All right, so that's all you need was 2 people.
Okay, so I make a motion that we bring this.
You don't have to
You
make a
don't have to
motion.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're just
So
gonna.
it'll be voted on at the next meeting.
December 2nd?
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is our Park and Rec Director, Steve Masters, to give us an update on the community center. So this should be exciting. So we finally got some pictures, gonna see what the outside of this building look like.
We got some good pictures. I'm gonna let Mr. Coleman, the architect, explain them in way more detail than I can.
Well, just so everyone understands my role, I am not your architect, but I am a local representative helping the Parks and Rec figure out and then communicate with the architect. So I am in constant communication with them, and I would like to go over some things and give you a chance to ask some questions. But the real goal is to kind of update you on where we're at. So what you're going to see in front of you is a finalized design development package. So in the architect's timeline that he presented to you guys, it was schematic design, design development, and construction documents. So we're sitting at about 30 or 40% construction documents with still anticipating bidding this thing out at the beginning of the year. So that's the track we're on. It's kind of full steam ahead. You're in the middle of construction documents, which is the final phase of design before it goes out to bid, okay? So this isn't the fun stuff, this is the floor plan. I know you probably want to get to the renderings and things like that, but just to kind of give you guys an understanding of where everything's at still. So you still have the basketball, 2 basketball courts over here on the east side of the plan. On the other side of the plan is your natatorium. Can I take this out? Because I can't really see. Yeah, yep. Is the natatorium is still located on the right side of the plan. They have made some adjustments to that because we had some comments about your viewing on the second level, being able to see the lanes so the spectators can see the lanes. So they've kind of flip-flopped that. A lot of rework has happened on the inside of the building. So when you're entering the complex, and we'll look at it on the rendering, but the main entry into the building is right here, where there's this glass curtain wall and also this stair that's taking you up to the second level. So you enter in through the lobby there, and immediately you're met with reception, and then a lot of shared spaces, concessions, warming kitchen that can serve not only the big space, right, but it can also serve the smaller meeting rooms that are just adjacent to it. And then in the center of this building, there's all this infrastructure for restrooms, which is a big component of what you're doing, not mixing wet and dry. So you've got bathrooms for the natatorium and bathrooms for the larger basketball spaces. A lot of administrative space right here on the south end of the basketball. And we'll kind of look at, other than that, most everything is equipment and utilities. Ooh, I'm not the greatest at this. Okay, here we go. So here's a view from the second level. So once you've made it up that stairway that's in the main lobby, there's a viewing deck above the swim area, and we'll see an interior view of what that looks like here pretty soon. But also over the basketball area, we have a fitness space, and then outside of the fitness space is an elevated walking track around both courts. So you'll also have an elevator access to this level too. So you'll be able to get to the second level and do your walks inside of a conditioned space above the basketball arena.
So the fitness thing is upside, Brian, the fitness thing is upstairs?
Upstairs,
I'm sorry.
yes, fitness is upstairs.
What is the, one lap around the track, what is that?
We haven't done the math yet, but you're gonna be close to.
Yeah, here it is, Tim, Steve.
Oh, it's there?
So 10 laps around the outside lane or 12 laps around the inside lane equals a mile.
Oh, so it's gonna be 3 lanes?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So it's gonna be pretty wide.
Yes, 3
Oh, wow.
lanes.
So are there gonna be permanent bleachers or retractable? I know that's probably.
You're talking about, for swim
The bas-
observation?
Well, the basketball courts though, so
Oh, yeah, okay.
so they're gonna be permanent bleachers in there? Or are they gonna be?
So what we have is retractable bleachers. So you have two basketball courts. You'll use the side bleachers and we'll push these in. And then if you're doing the 4 volleyball courts, then we will use the bleachers on the side and push the ones in front of basketball. So and each set sits 120 people.
I'm thinking tournaments.
Yes, that's a huge revenue generator.
Day one, we're gonna be hosting tournaments.
When he gets through talking,
Especially
we
in
usually
volleyball.
ask questions.
Well, as large as the need is for basketball, and we
Yes.
all know that.
Yeah.
Maybe even a greater need for volleyball. So you're gonna be able to put 4 volleyball courts here on this space, so you can actually see them outlined. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 volleyball courts planned. And to do, I believe, Steve, the volleyball, you might have to take back some seating, maybe not. I think they've expanded it
On
just
volleyball, we
slightly.
would take the end ones and push
Yeah.
them back, and on basketball, we'd do vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, here are my questions. One, will this space be used as community space as well?
So this rec center will be open all day.
For
Anybody
this-
can come in and shoot basketball and do all the things they want to do. The only thing that would be a membership would be the fitness side of it. And then we're talking about the pool side of it. We'll obviously have free swim days, but then there'll be passes as well for like lap swimming and stuff like that.
But as our rec center is now, we use it as a community space as well. So will this space be used as community space as well?
So these are gonna be hardwood floors, and we're not gonna be spilling sweet tea on hardwood floors. So if we're gonna have a function in Sylacauga, we wanna keep it at J. Craig Smith. Now, if there was ever a need for a really big function and we needed a big space for that, there's covers that actually come out over the floor where we can protect the hardwood.
And that is a consideration in the planning too, is ideally, you don't have to do all of that like Steve said, because hardwood floors are easy to damage in events like that, especially when there's an accident that happens.
What about the meeting rooms? How large are they?
The meeting rooms are really like conference rooms. So they're for smaller gatherings, more for like parties that you want to have next to the swimming pool and things like that. Or you can have community meetings in there as well, but you can see sort of the format. It's mostly like a large conference room.
And the reason we wanted to do that, in the past, when somebody rented the pool for a party, you shut the pool down to the public.
And now you don't have to.
So now they
That
can
makes
have the
sense.
party stuff in the room, cake, presents, all that, and the pool remains open to the public during this time.
But the warming kitchen is open to both sides of that corridor, so it can serve the meeting rooms. It can also serve this if there's a large enough event like Steve, a special occasion where you've got to have a larger event that J. Craig can't hold. And you put mats on the floor and you protect the space. The adjacency is there for that reason too, the warming kitchen to serve both. All right, let's get to the fun stuff because I know people don't like floor plans. But this is the conceptual rendering or the design development rendering that's at the front of it. So this is what you'll be seeing when you're driving down 21. Most of this is administrative space. What you see right here are windows viewing into the fitness space. And then obviously the entry right there, and then the natatorium is on the far end. Here's another view kind of looking mostly at the natatorium side where you'll have the Sylacauga recreation signage, plenty of wall space to do that kind of signage on the building. So they're looking at a combination of almost like a metal panel or a Chiha fiber cement panel with a masonry and glass is where the material choices are at right now. So these might be difficult to see, but we're going to blow them up and try to get out of everybody's way.
Move that sack right there for me, please.
This sack. Yep. So this is a view from the lobby, looking up sort of the stairs that would take you to the viewing platform in the fitness space. This is also if you just entered the building. The reception is on the right, kind of behind us, and we'll see a picture of that. This is a entry into the basketball facility on the left, where you see these little glass storefronts and the play signage. Administrative for Parks and Recreation would be through this door. This is a shot looking, that picture we just saw was to our left, the entry into the basketball. So this is that main circulation spine with the reception is the first thing you see when you walk through the building, someone to guide you on where exactly you need to go. Right behind that was the concessions that we saw in the image. So there'll be a pass-through window for concessions and the warming kitchen just behind that. Now we're standing at reception looking back out towards the entry into the space. This space kind of at the top of this platform, there's where you go into your viewing for the natatorium, overlooking swimming. Another shot looking back towards the entry now into the pool area, and you can still see the natatorium viewing platform.
Is there an elevator?
Yes. So now we're on that sort of platform that's connecting fitness. What you see back here is the entry into fitness, and what's behind us is the viewing platform. Now we're in the fitness space, overlooking the basketball courts with the glass towards 21 opposite of us, behind us. And so this is a good example of what the interior of the basketball facility would be like when the curtains are down. You can actually see the volleyball courts are simulated here, so we'll be stacking volleyball courts side by side. A view from inside the pool area with the viewing platform being sort of the backdrop where you'd have spectators watching. So this will be dedicated just for the kids or whoever's competing swimming. This isn't for parents. We want to keep the parents up here away from the students during this event. So I feel like that's a pretty solid design decision there. And I believe that's it. So can we answer any questions for you?
I do, I have one. So are we printing these pictures and putting them on the site?
Put them on our Facebook or website?
I know the last time you and I talked about the renderings, when are we gonna get some pictures out at the actual site so when people pass by they can see what this building is?
Like future home of...
Yeah.
We definitely can make that happen.
Yeah, and I guess we still don't know what it's gonna be called.
So that's been the question of the day. You know, we talked about the Tiffany Nix Recreation Center. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm always scared to put names on things unless, you know, there's money donated or something like that.
I don't have any
drive that. But, you know, this is gonna be a hub for everybody. Like, this is gonna be for kids after school, for seniors, for people who wanna work out, you know, just a meeting space for a business that's in town or something. So I don't really want to put a name that's going to draw that in where people have a perception of what we're going to do in this building. So we did talk about putting wellness kind of in the recreation name somehow because, you know, there's going to be a fitness aspect to this. You know, there's going to be where you can come and work out, walk, go swimming, get a shower, go to work. So, you know, it's going to be a complete facility.
I'm in, it's probably gonna help me start my new weight loss journey.
Okay, so a couple questions. One, that pool is definitely gonna be where you can have swim meets and the whole, yeah, right?
Absolutely. So it's going to be where it's set up for a competition for USA Swimming, which is the biggest one in the nation. It also matches our ARPA regulations that we got to have. There was discussion about the depth of the pool where you transition from, so this side here is zero entry for people that, you know, we don't have to have a handicap ramp or anything like that. And once you get into here, you're 3.5 foot. So 3.5 foot is going to be your learn to swim, your water aerobics. We've even put volleyball nets up in that area and played like water volleyball. And then you would transition here. This area here would be 4 to 4.5 feet, and that's what you got to have for a swimmer to dive off a platform. So you're going to have 8 lanes there. It starts at 4.5 feet, it ends at 7 feet over there, which is kind of similar to what our old pool lanes were. So full competition mode or full just fun swim.
Fitness. Is the fitness gonna allow for classroom type settings? Like, you know, are we gonna continue having Zumba and the senior activities?
So our senior Zumba class right now averages 60 ladies, which is amazing. We average that on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Tuesdays and Fridays, we got a smaller group for a different class with about 20 in there. So right now, they have expressed that they want to stay at J. Craig. Now, we do have a fitness studio on the side over here, that we could do some private Pilates or yoga or stuff like that in there.
And how big would
But
that fit?
that one right there, I think we're around 10 to 15 students in there. So that's gonna be
Like a classroom size.
That's gonna be a more private setting. But obviously, we can draw the curtain down, shut down one of the basketball courts and do Zumba or chair or aerobics, whatever we wanna do.
I have a question. How much additional staffing are you looking at to staff this?
That's been the question of the year. So the way we've designed this, we've been really careful with sight lines. Obviously, we have a receptionist that will probably transfer over there in the evenings. We have Lauren who sits at the front desk now. Evening staffing, we want somebody in the gym at all times, because as soon as school's out, we have 40 kids that rush in our gym. We need somebody watching them. You're gonna have an aquatics director, you're gonna have lifeguards. But the current staff plus, I would say, 6 to 8 full-time staff and then support staff behind that.
Gotcha.
But also too, Steve, I just wanna make sure I add, I know everybody's excited about the new building, but apparently J. Craig is still gonna be operating for the things that it runs, like the gymnastics, like you said, the Zumba thing, because I just don't want us to get into the business of we build this new building and we still don't have recreation.
No.
We turn in, I mean, I know there has to be some things for it to generate some income, but we don't want it to be 100% business to where the community can enjoy.
We want this gym to be a recreational facility for Sylacauga. Obviously, when we're having games such as volleyball and basketball, we'll have to shift, around and make the gym unavailable at those times. But currently, we do gymnastics with a little over 300 kids. We got baton on Wednesday nights. We have karate with like 70 kids. Those programs that's closing our gym currently will stay at J. Craig.
And they may be able to offer more days since
Correct.
once the new building is open.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What's the distance of the lanes on the swimming pool?
There are 25-yard lanes.
25 yards?
Yes, sir.
What's that in meters?
20.
I'm just kidding, never mind.
Well, a meter's 3.3 feet, right? So I'll let you do that math, sir.
May I ask a very important question?
Yes, sir.
If you're looking at the rec center and you walk probably 200, 250 yards north, there's a tree right there as you turn on the Central Avenue. May I ask what that tree is going to be doing when the new rec center gets built?
So as you're well aware, we had to pretty much make a deal with planning and zoning that we would leave that open for commercial use.
They're wonderful people, thank you.
So
Because I am a commercial.
we are not anticipating, now we need to clean that space up, but we're not anticipating this project using that corner.
Well, if you need anything done with that tree, if you'll just let me know, I'll be more than happy to help you.
But on a serious note too though, Steve.
I'm serious.
You are gonna let us know, the expected revenue that this building is gonna generate, because again, we are gonna have to pay for the new staff.
100%. So, the architects are drawing the building. So when the company gets, Councilman Hunsaker is their name, when they come in to actually do the pool, we'll have sit-down talks about how to program this pool and the amount of staffing needed in the pool. I've been to more conferences than I care to talk about the different kind of programs that you can use in that space. So the first goal about 5 to 6 months before this building open will be to hire an aquatics director, hopefully with experience and a degree, and that person will help us program the aquatic side. As far as the gymnasium side and the fitness side, you're talking very minimal staff to run that. The pool is going to be the big question of how much staff we need.
And also too, is there still something on the table as far as like, what was it? I don't know if it was water aerobics, but it was something to where we could take insurance or something. That was the whole reason for us having a.
Yeah, we definitely look at that. There's different programs, Silver Sneakers and some others out there with the insurance that allow those type of things. A lot of time that's tied to a healthcare facility. I've never been a part of the process where you're at just a gym that takes in those kind of insurance, but it's obviously something we're gonna look into.
Okay, it'd just be nice, I mean, since we are gonna get this big, nice building,
Now, we're
some
not
of the
going,
programs pay for themselves.
when we get all this going and are we going to be in competition with business in Sylacauga?
I don't really think so. This is really gonna be separate. Our amenities will be really separate from what, say, a 24-hour or something like that is. We're not gonna be open at 10 o'clock at night. We're not gonna be open at 4 o'clock in the morning, probably 6 to 8, something like that. And our focus is really toward those people who are, my main concern is, you know, I swim at the pool every single morning it was open. And we got a crowd of 40 to 30, you know, seniors who were in there just walking lanes, so they weren't, you know, having the stress of weight-bearing exercise. So our focus is really going to be more toward, you're going to have everyday citizens who come in here, but you're also going to have a facility where seniors can come in the middle of the day and, you know, exercise, stuff like that. And we're going to be the only place around that's going to have a pool with non-weight-bearing exercise, for sure.
I mean, I just didn't want the city to get in the business and taken away from our businesses in Sylacauga.
Yeah, that's never been something we're driving toward. The whole idea behind the fitness center was we're going to be able to sell memberships to this that's going to help cover the cost of our part-time staff to staff this building. So we're trying to take that stress off of these budget hearings that we have, you know, this time every year, where we're not just a complete drain to the city of Sylacauga, we actually can generate some income.
What do you anticipate is going to be needed at the old rec center in the way of renovations?
We've slowly been doing a facelift. You know, we've painted, we're working on restrooms, stuff like that. It is currently ADA and senior compliant. We're busting at the seams with our seniors right now. Lakeisha's doing an amazing job with her programs, and they're already bleeding into the J. Craig. So currently they offer so many different programs in one room where we have to tear it down, set it up, tear it down, set it up. Where like our quilting and sewing and painting and art classes and all that would have a permanent space in those rooms that they could use. And it wouldn't be set to this time on this day. They would have access to that all the time.
We got a question from the audience.
How many parking spaces are projected for this building?
We didn't really go over the site plan. We didn't bring it with us actually because we've looked at it so many times, but it's 175 spaces
Really
total.
close to 200.
Yes, close to 200 parking spaces total.
Well, that's a problem at J. Craig right now.
I'm good. I'm excited.
You answered mine.
Any more questions, guys? I think that's it.
Good job, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
All right, next on the agenda is discussion of the 2026 holiday and council meeting dates. And I think I took a look at this, and Cassie.
Did we get graduation figured out?
Yeah, they did. They did. They knew that was gonna be my my question. I have one more kid graduating. After this, y'all can schedule meetings on graduation. All right, y'all have any questions about this? No?
There is gonna be one council meeting that I'm going to miss, and I'll text you, I think it's going to be in March or April. I have a cardiologist appointment.
Okay, all right. Next on the agenda is discussion of SimCut lawn care contract and need to rebid, request that it be month to month until a new bid is awarded. And Shannon, this is on you, right?
Yes. Currently, their contract ends the end of this month, on the 30th. And it needs to be rebid, but it's like a 3-year bid. We didn't realize that it ran out this year.
So we just gotta get another bid together.
And we can use what we did last time.
How long will it take to get that together so we can get it out? So the month to month may not even last that long.
Last 2 months.
All right. Anybody have any questions on that?
I got a question, so this bid sheet we got here from last year.
That is the current, that's what they're working under now, that was done 3 years ago.
It goes page 1, page 2, then goes to page 10.
That's all we could find on it in our box of contracts.
And, I mean, me personally, before I vote for anything, I'd like to be able to read it all to know what I'm voting for.
We will try to find it, but right now, that's all we can find in my office.
Well, Shannon, see if they got a copy of it. They should have a copy of the, do we, give a copy of the people who awarded the bid? Do we give them a copy of the actual bid? Well, if we can't find it, we're just gonna have to rewrite another one, because we can't post this one if it has, what's that, 7 pages missing?
Yeah,
So you're saying you don't have the scope of work that they bid for?
Yeah.
You cannot find copies?
It's not.
yeah, nothing in there says, anything about the scope of work it's supposed to be doing. And is it, I guess it's be open up for anybody to be, correct?
Yes.
But I guess we gotta actually have a bid sheet, you know,
What we'll have to do is get with Penacron,
And
he can help out with that in street department, because they used to have to do this
yeah.
until it was get out to a project.
Is the new bid sheet gonna have a cemetery involved in it?
No,
Street department takes care of the cemetery.
yeah.
Street department?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Marble City.
So is this company responsible for the upkeep of all the trees along?
No, they don't do trees, they just do grass cutting on Williams.
And the water.
And water and water.
You don't have
And
a
they
baby?
have the Sylacauga
No,
signs.
it's just,
They do the,
scope of work is, I know,
grass
but
cutting.
it's 7 pages.
Shannon, I can get you to it.
Okay.
Their sign off sheet form.
Okay.
I can copy it off. What
Thank you.
Perfect.
they do if you want.
But then
What
they say you get a
location?
copy of it.
Can you call Sylacauga and see if they?
Well, of what all they do, what they're responsible for.
Now, I have, on the packet I got, it has their scope of work. It's at the last several pages of it, but I mean, it's not all 14 pages, but it does list what their scope of work is.
Well, maybe we can put you and Tim's packet together and get a whole one.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I understand, that's in mine, but.
It's in Tim's.
You're still missing,
Yeah, I mean, you're missing a lot of pages,
Several
but it does
pages.
say what, it says right here in the scope of work and services, so it is just the scope of work on this.
So as of right now, we really don't have a choice but to keep it to month, just to make sure the work, continues to get done, correct?
That's right.
Everybody agree with that? Okay, all right. So we'll get with, Shannon, you'll get with Coleman, you volunteered and he'll get us a new bid sheet together so we can get one put out, and you just keep us updated on when that's gonna take place so we can take a look at it before it goes out to bid.
Yes.
All right.
and asking about the plants, that Laura and them, the basket plants, watering them. Is that,
That was in
Yeah,
there.
that's what they do.
$5 per basket.
and then we get the letter that it's not being done correctly.
Okay, I've not seen that letter saying it's not been done correctly.
Correct?
What letter?
Who gave you this, Sam? You don't want it? All right, well, Shannon, can you just follow up with them?
I will.
So we can just make sure that's taken care of? And then just after you, follow up with them, since Tim got the letter, will you let him know what was said?
I
I
will.
mean, who was doing it? The fire department? And then it got bidded to,
What we did,
Oh,
we
he's
ended up,
talking about before we, gave the bid to, Simcut, wasn't it the street department?
I mean,
We've never watered the hanging baskets. The fire department did it 100 years ago, and then we quit doing the hanging baskets altogether, and once.
And then we got new baskets, and that's when we.
That's right.
They wanted to do the hanging baskets again, that's when.
and then we contracted
And it was
with
through
them.
the
We've
beautification
never
process.
had any involvement. We do hang them, but we've not had any involvement with water.
That's right.
because I mean, I drive through other cities and I see city employees with a little truck with a water thing on the back watering all the plants.
I think the issue was the street department was so overwhelmed, they had so many, most people have a full plate, they had 2 full plates, and that's why we ended up having to outsource that, just to take some,
And shorthanded at the time also.
that relief off of them.
To do all the landscaping around the city. Who's the cheapest?
So are we gonna, so we're good, we have any questions, we are gonna continue this to a month to month? I know it sounds like some,
Yeah, we have to.
I mean, you can get that RFP, in front of us so that we can dissect that a little bit and maybe add something to it or take away what they're doing because,
And the new bid
I mean, to be honest, I don't.
actually won't start, when will the new bid start?
It would be whenever we get the bids in and they're open and awarded.
So
And what's the
their
award?
bid have to start from that date, correct?
once the awarded day, but as of right now, in order to keep these things, make sure these things are taken care of, we're gonna do a month to month. So that way the work doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Madam President, that is correct.
All right.
So I have a question. When you have a contract like this, who oversees the contractor?
Isn't the street department?
That contract will be us.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what the contract is.
Just depends, but on this contract, it is the street department.
But there is oversight by the city on these contracts. And it's spelled out in the RFP.
All right, we good? Any more questions on this one, guys?
I hope not.
Okay. All right, next item, discussion of telephone contract, new quote from Forerunner Technologies. All right, Shane.
Yes, they finally got us the quote on it, and it came in at a little over $1,100 a month. And currently, we are paying Crescendo over $1,800.
So is this are we gonna be good with the phones we already got? We're not gonna have to get new equipment and all that stuff, are we?
The equipment and everything.
So they're gonna come out, they have to install it and all this, so it's not gonna be one of those contracts to where we're gonna pay for so many hours, and if they go over hours and we don't have enough hours.
The packet, it has what their installation and everything is. And then we'll be paying on $1,167 a month.
Look, I think we all know this is a must, because we've been having some severe phone issues.
Yes. All right, are we still gonna have the same phone numbers that nobody
We're
knows?
gonna try, but
Oh, Lord.
we don't know if we're gonna be able to keep those numbers, because Crescendo has the choice to not let us board them, which if nobody knows the numbers anyway.
It's not gonna matter.
It's not gonna matter.
Next thing, and I should know this, but I don't, what is the first installment? What is that first installment? Is it that we have to pay the new phone people?
Okay, that is the installation.
Yeah.
The
So what is
new
the-
phones and everything, and it's on the back of the thing, saying, it would be due up front.
I must,
It's on the back of the third page.
hold on.
And I've got some questions on the SIM cut stuff, but we can talk about that.
Okay.
We can go back to it, Tim, hold on, so, you said back at the third page, Laura?
Yes. Right here.
Okay. So it's the $2,800, that's gonna be paid up front. So, and then the $1,600, is that due the same month, or will we pay the $1,600 the next month?
Next month.
All right, okay, that's what I was, okay.
And that's coming out of 2026 money.
All right, thank you, Jesus. All right, thanks, Shannon. All right, so back to the, what else you was gonna ask about the SIM cut, Tim?
So we talked about the scope of work. So if this contract is over a 12-month period, they just divide it up each month, correct?
Theirs was a 36-month period.
Okay. So like
But they-
November and December and start of January, there's not gonna be near as much labor or anything like that, but we're just gonna continue the month.
They do the trimming of the shrubs, like in front of CVS and the blowing the parking lots.
So it's a different scope of
Leaf
work.
collection, and I
Because, you know,
mean,
the-
they still have work that they do.
Okay.
So-
It's just ain't different.
They're responsible for those shrubs in front of CVS?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know, thank you.
It's on their list, you know, that's on their list of things to do during the winter, because you can't put your roof there in the summer. I mean, you can, but it looks terrible.
It really did.
Yeah, but that's how it works. I mean, grass cutting, it's a 9-month job anyway, and everybody knows in the other 3 months in the winter months, that's when you do the tree trimming and
Shrub in
shrubs
front
and
of
stuff.
CVS need to come up.
Yes,
And
they
that's
do.
another day.
Yeah,
But then too, I know you guys are saying that
Maintain.
that's not gonna be, that's probably gonna be a one-time job. We'll have to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
somebody to do that, so that won't be,
That's right.
So SIM-Cut is not responsible for cutting back those shrubs?
they're supposed to be maintaining them.
yeah, but remember, again, just like Cromer said, they don't do them every month. Grass cutting is like what, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's 9 months, then the other 3 months, that's when they trim the bushes and stuff. So that should be starting soon.
I talked to him, although I'd have to look back, here not long ago, and Cody Pike put this on the to-do list.
Yeah, and then too, though, I mean, we've had a busy growing season. I mean, that's just, if that's in the contract, that's just how it is. I think people know that at their houses too. Yeah, you cut grass for 9 months, you do the other stuff the other
This year,
time.
it's November, we're still cutting grass.
That's
Yeah.
right. Welcome to Alabama.
Yeah.
The, entrance to Sylacauga, like coming on 280 and
That's them.
21.
That's them too.
They do the signs, the Welcome to Sylacauga signs, they maintain those. As far as like the underpasses and stuff, that's state right away. There's a fine line where we can go and force them.
But just remember, everybody, they don't do the bushes year round. They only do them when it's cold. Whatever they're called.
The problem is, that it's a hazard.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
CVS is a hazard.
I get a lot of complaints about that.
He said,
It's a hazard.
he says he told him to put it on the list.
Yeah, and also too, I think, we also want to keep in mind, weren't they the only ones that did it last time? We don't want to run everybody off.
Only one with the Ford on.
All right, is that it on that, y'all? And no more questions for the phone, right? Oh, Shannon, when are we gonna get this new phone contract? This on here tonight?
It is.
All right, cool. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, next on the agenda is discussion of council member to serve on the planning commission. Y'all know this is a, I know I'm gonna say this wrong, exo something, and that person has to be,
We usually
yeah.
nominate and vote for the council president, but if there's something else we need to do, then that's fine too, but the council has to vote on this.
Yeah, this is a voting member that serves on that board, and it is decided amongst us. All right. So the next one is Kenneth Cromer, interim street department superintendent, to request approval to sell remaining vacation time.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor? So, yeah. And
Is
he's
that just because of the interim stuff and we just need to roll it or sell it because he hadn't had time to take off?
Yeah.
Okay.
and you sure you don't want the time, Kenny?
I mean, you gonna let me take off the next?
No.
7 days? I'll be happy with it. Everybody's on the floor.
Next on the agenda, Captain Jason McNeil to request that new hire Jeffrey Johnson be hired at grade PDC 1, Step 2. Officer Johnson is A-post certified. Where's Captain? Okay, y'all have any questions on this? No, I don't, okay. And looks like that's it. Does any, council members have anything else for the work session?
So are we putting the president of the city council on the planning commission? Is that what you're?
That's what we usually do, but this is what I'm gonna suggest. I think it should be Tim. Tim has a lot of experience in stuff like that, and I think he would be a great asset to it. I know I don't usually nominate stuff, but I want to volunteer Tim.
You want to do the planning
How do you
commission?
feel about that?
Ladies, do y'all have objected to any of that? Not this time?
We're gonna volunteer you.
Since you've got the most experience everybody on the stage, you know what's going on.
All right, and then you can just bring the information back. I mean, I've been there, I've learned a lot, but to be honest, I am winging it, but I do think that, well, I know this, the planning commission is one of the most important boards we have in the city of Sylacauga. And if you guys can make time, you really need to try to attend those meetings.
That's
Like,
right.
you learn a lot. I mean, you learn a lot, but I do think that, Tim is gonna be a great representative and probably our best asset in serving on that board at this time. All right. So no more any council members have anything?
I have one thing, on the accounts payable, and I talked to Heather today, but I need to make a mental note.
And I have something too, I just remembered.
And I know I've got a few accountants in the room, they're actually on each corner of the room. Heather, me and you talked about the South Highland Park. It's on the, it was paid out of, it's going to be paid on the 2020, out of the 2025 budget, but it's on the 2026 accounts payable list.
Right.
So my thing is that going to affect our audit when they come in and look, because we've got it on here to be paid for out of 2026, but we're really paying for it out of 2025.
But since the money was rolled, why we just can't pay it out of 2025?
Because it's, well,
It
it's
has to
on,
go by the date that's on the statement.
Okay, you said the date that's on the statement, but see, it's
Because
still,
sometimes we get an invoice after that fiscal year ends, but it's still for that fiscal year. We have to go by the date on the
okay,
statement.
thank you for reminding me that. Can we put, next time, like where it says South Highland Park, can we put paid for out of 2025? Like we have right here in November 2025 contract fee? Is that good? Just because this is the account. And I'm assuming, you know what assuming is, I'm assuming all the other items on the accounts payable is being paid for out of 2026, correct?
Unless otherwise.
Because if it comes in after September the 30th, it's a new fiscal year. October 1 starts the new fiscal year, right? Okay.
That's it, Nate?
That's all I
I have
have.
one, did we had an ad item on here?
We do, and hold on, let me say this, Laura, before you get into that.
Okay.
That's the mayor, the ad item.
Okay.
Laura was the only person that sent me her liaison assignment request.
I did.
I didn't get them. I looked for
I
them.
don't know your email, so I guessed at it, so that it's not T-Nets at.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
AL.gov.
You didn't do it.
We don't have access to those yet.
I sent it to what, I want to make sure.
Yeah, Laura did good. Girl, will you text it to me, because Cassie's gonna give us a, tutorial on how to use these, and she's gonna, right now it's Tiffany Nix 2016. Just use that one this time. At Gmail.
2016?
You can text it to, because I want to go ahead and get those done, because I went to the planning commission meeting, last time, and I know some of them aren't meeting over the holidays, but we want to make sure that, whoever's assigned to those liaison assignments are at those meetings.
We also, we voted on this thing, we need to get a letter over to the planning commission.
Yeah,
To
so
let
they
them
can
know.
get Tim added.
That's right.
And I got some questions that are kind of going on with days on accounts payable. But just looking at this, me personally, I don't know if we can do this. I would like to see it sorted, so like, if the shop pays $500 for car number 12, who it went to, all that, and what it comes out of. Because it's just showing that you kind of don't know.
You're adding several hours worth of work to our accounts payable
Once-
by doing it that way.
Once we get the budget, it'll make a little bit more sense once you get the budget, because like these things are things that we already budgeted, so they're coming out of specific line items. And once you get your,
Well, could you put that, at least the line item that comes out of it? I mean, I gotta see it, and then I look at it,
You
and
come
I,
in
you
tomorrow
know.
and sit down with our accounts payable clerk
Okay.
and go over how her job is done. And then that way y'all can figure out some way to do it where it makes more sense to you.
and then too, and it may not even be to where it has to be a GL line. It can be like, fire chief, brought boots and it just came out of uniforms. I don't know if you, yeah.
And like year-to-date totals, like how much the fire department spent on boots.
Well, we'll
We
get,
get that.
yeah, we get that.
that.
We get that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too with, Mr. Ham coming in, just trying to get all of our finances and stuff in order. We do get, annual budget reports. And also too, I don't know how often we get the capital, but you will get an update on the finances, and you will see what's left over, in the year. That may be, do we do it quarterly?
Luann can do it quarterly if you want it that way.
But I guess,
Or a
I
month?
think that's what she's been doing.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like if, Ed works on the backhoe and it costs $500. Me personally, and I hope everybody would, want to see, okay, we spent $500 on the backhoe. And then we spent $84 putting a tire on a tractor number such and such. I mean, that way I can keep up with it. I mean, I'm not an accountant, but I like to see it.
We may can request something like that quarterly. I do think it'll be a bit much if we do it every meeting, or even monthly.
We have to go back to the department to Ed to even let us know that that's what this is.
Ian does run that report, or
Yeah.
Pat runs that report every month, but I get a copy of all the departments.
So you may be able to, maybe you guys may be able to just email us a copy of your report monthly. Is it a lot to just add us to an email, or ask
Email
the
it to the
mayor?
mayor.
Sorry, mayor. So maybe just ask the mayor, maybe we can, get added to the, Or maybe the mayor can just email it to us, so once you get that monthly report, maybe you can just send us a copy of that and you can see how it's itemized and how they spend stuff.
Because when I was at the police department, I need my patrol car work, don't even have to work order number.
Yeah, so thanks for mentioning that, so you don't have to send us anything, we'll get with the mayor.
That makes sense. I know what you're asking.
Being it's her department that does them, it would be easier for her to send out everybody, so I'm not trying to get anybody work.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get in the habit of not dealing with you guys, we're trying to stay in our lane and do what we're supposed to do, we just gonna wear your box out.
Hey, and I'm new, I'm trying to learn, but I know from my past experience, I like to see where it went, where it come from, all that. You know.
I have a question about iWork, I-W-O-R-Q.
iWorks.
What is that?
That is our business license software, our permitting software,
Software.
business statement software. They're all run off that.
And that's an annual subscription, everything. And that's divided up by all those different departments that we said.
And we'll also see that stuff again too, Greer, once we get the budget in front of us. So it'll also be itemized as to, what comes out of what line item. That's how we'll decide.
Just looks like you could add a section in here that showed us what departments this came out of. That would be more helpful to me to see. This was shop, this was judicial, this.
A lot of times those invoices though are not split up that way. It will be one invoice, but it'll have 5 different departments on that invoice. Let's take an Amazon invoice, for example. Every department could order something from Amazon, but it's gonna be a different PO number, but they're all gonna be in that one total.
I have a question. What is that overage fees for Kronos? What are we for UKG? I've not noticed that in the past on our accounts payable. That's a Cassie question, I'm sorry.
Any kind of overage fees with Kronos would be, we have a base 120 employees. Elected officials are included in that count, while our employee count is below 120. We add in the 6 elected officials. It just pushes. It's normally no more than 2 or 3, but if it pushes over the 120, it charges us a small fee for it.
Gotcha.
Any more questions on the accounts payable, guys? Anything from the, anything else from a council member for the work session? Lord?
This add-on.
Oh, that's the mayor. That's why I was asking, that's why I specifically said council members. All right, Mayor, you got anything?
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, City Council, I asked, I considered 5% pay increase for Cassie Everson effective on November 29th for every city clerk. I handed each of you have a letter from my office letterhead that has details about that transition.
All right, and you're asking that we add this because Cassie's gonna be the new interim city clerk, correct?
Effective November 29th, that end this pay cycle and then again on the new pay cycle.
So will Shannon just finish this pay cycle out?
November 28th.
Okay, and I only had one question, and I think we, you and I talked about this just as far as the signatories on the bank account. So we do have to get those changed over, and who's gonna be the new signatories on the bank account?
That would be Ms. Heather.
Okay, so Heather's gonna take the place of Shannon.
She's already on there. Cassie would have to take my place.
Cassie's not gonna do it because she's still gonna remain the mayor's secretary. So, it'll be, I think I'm already on there, so it'll be,
The way it's written up, it's either Mayor Heather and you or the mayor.
okay, so we'll just remove your name. So we'll just remove your name,
That's it.
basically.
Just be Heather.
Okay, and you'll take care of that, Heather, you and Cassie, you'll get with Cassie so you guys can take care of that?
We'll need to rescind the original resolution and all that too.
Yeah.
If there's gonna be checks that have to be signed between now and then.
Well, you'll still be there though until the 29th, so I mean, business still has to, and I signed all my stuff too,
And I
so.
don't know if y'all know, I'm turning my retirement.
Oh,
Congratulations.
you ready?
Thank you for your service to the city.
I'm more than ready. I've been here 30 years, it's time to go home.
All right, we're gonna have to throw you a party, Shannon.
know Nate's already said so.
I like free food.
It's not free, okay?
All right, is there anybody else? Councilmember Mayor, is that all, Mayor? All right, guys, so we're gonna, everybody has their ad item in front of them. So we're gonna go ahead and, long meeting, we're gonna go ahead and end the, work session, and we're gonna go ahead and call the council, some people wanna, we're gonna go ahead and call the council meeting to order at 6:26 p.m. All right, gonna do a roll call vote. Greer Bizignani. Here. Nate Brewer. Here. Tim Vincent. Here. Laura Barlow here. Invocation was provided by Mayor Matt Hubbard. And now we're gonna stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I hope everybody can hear us, and I'm trying to do good with my little microphone, so hopefully everybody's been able to hear. You still can't hear me? You can't hear me, Greer? No.
Plugged in?
Her mic doesn't sound like it's on.
Top to top of it.
It's on.
Hello. Can't hear. You can't hear out there. Everybody else can hear except Rick.
Girl, put on the other side of your, I put mine on the other side of my shirt.
There you go.
Okay?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now? Yep. Okay, there we go.
All right. You have a, report from us, Mayor Hubbard?
There we go. All right, Madam President, City Council, Sylacauga family. I'd like to commend the Talladega County Drug and Violent Crime Task Force and our Sylacauga Police Department Chief Rondell Muse and his team on the recent arrest of a suspect in the DeMarcus Riggins murder case. I hope everyone will be praying for justice and closure for the Riggins family and for the B.B. Comer family as well. Also, Sylacauga family, we ask that you keep the family and friends of Coach Earl Lewis in your thoughts and prayers. Coach Lewis passed on Sunday. Of course, he was one of Sylacauga's finest, and he will be missed dearly. I'd like to commend all who worked to make our Veterans Day Parade successful this year. We had great weather, great turnout to honor our veterans, and it was a really nice day. I'd like to commend Sylacauga City Schools. I see Mr. Tom sitting here on their state report card, results of an 87. Of course, I'm familiar, former educator, I'm familiar with the time, effort, and dedication and the hard work that goes into achieving that score, so they are to be commended on that. I'd also like to take a second to commend former Sylacauga High School graduate and Sylacauga citizen, Miss Ginger MacArthur. Ginger was named the Alabama High School Athletic Association's Class 1A Coach of the Year in volleyball for the state of Alabama. She led Fayetteville High School to a 28-6 record this season, so she's to be commended for that. I'd like to commend Steve Masters and our Parks and Recreation Department. We have a 7th and 8th grade volleyball state championship team. And this just, seeing things like this and already knowing the great work that's going on at Parks and Recreation, it's just, I get real excited. And then, of course, I want to commend the gentleman, the young man who were here earlier tonight, that 12U undefeated football team. The future looks bright as far as athletics goes around Sylacauga. And I want to give a personal thank you to Steve and his team. If y'all have driven by in front of Bluebell Central Park, you'll see that the temporary ice rink is already up and out there. So, Kenny and his guys came out there. So that was a lot of back-breaking work. And so very, very appreciative. And I'm going to tell you, that's another thing about living in a community like Sylacauga. because this ice skating rink, we're literally doing it on the fly, and you've got people who come together to make that work for our kids, so very proud of that. All right, kind of changing gears here. This is to our Sylacauga community. We ask for your patience regarding leaf pickup, okay? We are in the peak season of fall, so these leaves are coming off. They're falling faster than we can pick them up, faster than the truck can get around to each neighborhood. So just ask for your patience. They're going to get there. They're going to get them up, and that service will be provided. So just ask for your patience and appreciate your understanding. I want to encourage everyone to participate in the many opportunities that our city provides to enjoy the holidays right here at home. And I'm going to use, I saw Laura in here earlier, I think, but I'm going to use their motto. I like that, keep the cheer here and shop Sylacauga, because we've got a lot of wonderful things for a small town that we offer over a holiday season. And then finally, I just wanted to thank Mr. Glenn Sisk for his presentation and request tonight. And I want to go on record, I want folks to know that I support this effort 110% and without reservation. So looking forward to the December 2nd meeting and the many conversations that I know that will take place between now and then for clarity, so that our community can have a clear understanding of what is actually taking place with that. So just look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And also Steve and Cromer said they had that ice skating ring up in 30 minutes.
Yeah. If the street department didn't show up, I would still be out.
I saw you on a tractor, Steve. I saw you working hard.
All right, I need a motion to amend or adopt the agenda.
I make a motion, we amend the agenda to adopt the action item that was presented to us.
All right, I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, the agenda's amended. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular work session held November 6, 2025.
Motion.
I need a second. All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held November 6, 2025.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Okay, that's all the old business. On to new business. Action that is necessary to approve 2026 holiday and council meeting dates.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve SimCut Lawn Care on a month-to-month contract extension at a cost of $2,016.34 until a new contract is extended through the bid process. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. You weren't saying no, Grill. Okay. All right. Next item, action that is necessary to authorize Mayor Hubbard to sign a contract with Forerunner Technologies for a new phone service in the amount of yeah, I can read the numbers. I was just trying to see if we can, we still gotta pay that deposit.
Yes, that's the upfront part.
Yeah, so, in the amount of $1,176.49 plus the upfront cost of, where is it? I got it.
It's on page 3.
We just have to make sure we put these numbers in here, y'all.
Yes,
$2,828.26. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second? All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve starting pay for Officer Jeffrey Johnson at grade PDC-1, step 2. Officer Johnson is at A post certified. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All right, Laura first. All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to appoint one council member to serve on the planning commission.
I make a motion to appoint Tim Vincent to the planning commission.
I think we were supposed to do this a little.
We're supposed to
I
take
just left a
nominations.
blank in there for us to put the name in.
Alright, but we're all in agreement with Tim, right?
Correct.
Hello, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was hoping. Alright, so I need a motion to appoint Tim Vincent as the planning commission member to serve.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Congratulations, Tim. Next item, action that is necessary to allow Kenneth Palmer, interim street department superintendent, to sell his remaining vacation time.
Motion.
Believe it or not, I heard Greer first. Second?
Second.
Laura. All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve accounts payable 2025 in the amount of $24,875.87. I need a motion.
Motion.
I got Greer. You second, Laura?
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Yay.
All right, any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve fiscal year 26 accounts payable in the amount of $688,204.61. I need a motion. All, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? All right, next item, action that is necessary to establish a 5% pay increase to salary due to the interim appointment as city clerk treasurer for Cassie Epperson effective November 29th, 2025. I need a motion.
Motion.
Where is that? That's not on.
You have, it's
You
an ad
have it,
item. We all have
had
it.
to remove it.
It was on the back of your stuff. You should have had one.
There it is. Right there.
All right, I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, congratulations, Cassie. Next on the, next item, now it's time for anyone to address the city council. No action to be taken at this meeting. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record prior to addressing the council. Remember, no action will be taken at this meeting.
I'd like to say one thing if I can.
Yes, how you doing tonight, Mr. Murphy?
Doing good.
The former mayor Doug Murphy.
Yes. It's don't mean much, That's not true. But I appreciate y'all giving me this time. There's just a couple of things I'd like to say. First, I want to say, and I guess all the hospital people are gone, but I am a big proponent of that hospital. It's a very important part of Sylacauga. It's very necessary. There's no way that we need to do without the hospital. But this $2 million, that has meant a lot to the city of Sylacauga. I mean, every time we've done a bond issue, we've talked to people in New York, and I've done it personally. That's one of the things we've used as security to do a bond issue. That's helped us with our A+. I think we were A++ at one time. I think we're down some now. But anyway, that's been a very, very important thing to us as far as security. One thing, now Glenn, I've had it explained to me several different ways. I've always been against this. We've been asked to give the money to the hospital for several years. First, I've heard it said that the money would actually belong to the hospital. It does not. That was money that the city received for the sale of the hospital because it belonged to the city from the Baptist. So, but I've had it explained, and I've told the council, a couple of the council people and the mayor, that I understand why we're doing it. I'm okay with it. But a couple of things I have a question about. Glenn said, if I'm not mistaken, that we're going to receive $80,000 a year until the debt is paid off, right? All right, which is 25 years. So, in actuality, we're going to donate $2 million to the hospital, and in the next 25 years because we're gonna lose the interest that we're getting now on the money. Which is okay. I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna lose it, but that's money that we can donate to the hospital. But there's one thing I would beg y'all to do. If you do this, please do a resolution that says that this money can't be used for anything. Try to put it back in reserves and use it to, for things like this, in case of an emergency you need it, or just for security. I mean, don't just take this money and put it in a general fund and spend it.
That's wise words, Mayor Murphy.
Well, I mean, that to me, that would be very important. I mean,
Yes, sir.
And maybe since you're gonna donate $2 million to the hospital, maybe you could add some to it every year. Because actually what it is a no-interest loan to the hospital.
That's right.
And I'm okay with it. Like I said, I've been against it all these years. We were asked when the healthcare authority bought the hospital back from the Baptist, we were asked for the $2 million in. And I said, no, you ain't getting it. So, but like I said, I think it's very important. And I think this money, it's been a lot of use to us. So please don't just let it go and spend the money as it comes back in. Please do something to so you can't just spend it with the rest of the money. So that's all I got to say. But I thank y'all for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mr.
Mayor
Murphy.
Murphy.
All right,
There was a little over 1,000-acre fire this week, in the last couple of days actually. So I just wanted to thank the first responders in the area that also responded, because I think Sylacauga responded as well. And then I also wanted to kind of acknowledge the animal shelter for some of the work they've been doing over the past couple of days. I know that today they were able to get 39 animals out of the shelter here in Sylacauga, New Jersey. And they had a really big event this weekend, and I think the Parks and Rec also participated with that, along with Lake Howard Authority, and it was a really good event. They had 25, 30 people that showed up and came out there this weekend, and it was really great. And the mail service here lately has been actually responding after hours, like after 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, getting mail and stuff delivered. And I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but I know that they've been out actually delivering packages pretty late at night around here lately. And I just wanted to kind of say thank you to them and acknowledge what they've been doing. And I just really appreciate what they've been doing. And lastly, November is Suicide Awareness Month, so I just wanted to kind of say to anybody out there that's kind of having trouble this time of year in the fall and wintertime that, you know, get connected, stay connected, and dial 988 if you're having trouble. But aside from those things, there was a couple things that y'all brought up tonight. One was the telephone system and the phone numbers. And I had something happen this last week where I needed to call or contact the non-emergency number for the police department. And so I Googled it because I only had the 911 number. And the numbers that are out there on the internet are all of y'all's old non-working telephone numbers. And so if y'all, God forbid, change the phone system again, one, my question is, when that was approved the first time, kind of what prompted that to get approved, or how was that really approved the first time? Because I know y'all spend a lot of money on that. And I'm not saying that doesn't need to go back, because I think it does. This system isn't working for anybody, I don't think. But I was just curious, like, that was a lot of money to be spent for the new phones and the new phone system, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's kind of curious, like, how that kind of happened, to have to do it again.
We can get that information to Mayor Hubbard, and we can get Mayor Hubbard to get that information to you.
Okay. But It's actually on YouTube for the city council meeting. You can go back. yeah, I watched it, and I kind of know the answer to it.
And remember, guys, there's no discussion at this time. So you can just go ahead and finish asking all your questions.
I know y'all discuss things with a lot of people, but never with me, and that's fine. And I've seen the video. I knew it was the city clerk that actually brought it up. I'm just thinking, you know, when y'all make some decisions, maybe more thorough research should be done sometimes before the decisions are made. And I'm just hoping that there's not a history of making the same mistakes again. But mainly, when y'all change the phone numbers this time, if y'all can put them out to everybody, as well as change the phone numbers that are already out there, not just the numbers y'all put out, but get them out to EMA and get them out to everybody else, because in a situation like that night where I didn't want to have to call 911 and block up the emergency system, I wanted to be able to call 911, like the non-emergency number, and wasn't able to access that because the numbers that were out there were incorrect. So that's kind of my point, I guess. And then the other thing tonight, and I mentioned this to Mayor Hubbard already, was, and several times before, I'd like to have a copy of the work session agenda to follow along, not just the actual meeting agenda, because it's impossible to follow along the work session if you don't know what's happening. So, and I've brought this up to you before many times as well. So if that's something we could address, like, and when you come up here to address something, there's no follow-up. There's no follow-through, there's no follow-up. And whatever you bring up never gets addressed again. So if there's any way to change that.
You talk about the past, right?
Yeah, that's okay, yeah. And thank you for that, Sandra. And we do have a new mayor, and I do have faith that things are gonna be better. So again, just get your questions over to the mayor, and he'll get you an answer.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
The agendas, the work session agendas are always on the corner of this desk right here.
Okay. New change.
And I think that was probably updated after you asked the last time too, Sandra. I know we hadn't seen you in a while.
No, I haven't been here.
That means we've been acting right.
Okay, is there anybody else, anybody else who would like to come up and address the council? Just state your name and your address for us when you get to the microphone.
Rhonda Housen, 1211 West Fort William Street. And just bear with me because I didn't really prepare what I wanted to say. But off the front end, I want to thank Greer. She started an email list that I was hesitant to join because I'm not in her district. But she sent out the copies of the procedures for the council meetings for 2008, I think it was, and 2016. And I'm not sure of all the proposals she has for change because you haven't enlightened us on that yet. But what I did notice in reading those, and granted my comprehension may not be totally correct on what I read, but I read it like 3 or 4 times because I couldn't believe it. And there may have been changes that I'm not aware of. But basically what I read is that as citizens, when we come up to speak, we're not really supposed to address anything that was on the agenda. And that doesn't make sense to me because number one, citizens aren't given the opportunity for any input on anything that they just heard in a work session before it's voted on. And that seems a little backwards to me because just because I get an agenda and I know what's going to be on the agenda, I may not have my questions until I hear what's brought up in the work session. That can spur questions and needing more feedback and input. Just like the ice skating rink last meeting. I had a couple of questions. Thankfully, Greer asked them and they were answered. And so I was like, oh good, I know that now. But again, technically, according to what I'm reading in the procedures, I would not have been supposed to get up here and ask my questions because it was on the agenda. Again, that doesn't make sense to me, and I agree with Greer there. Again, I don't know everything you want to change, but for me, that was one thing that stood out that needs to be talked about and thought about is, hey, where's our citizen input on matters that we're just hearing about for our council members to consider if we're not supposed to get up here and ask questions about it. And even if we are allowed to ask questions, they've already voted. So that was my input. And thank you for tolerating me, because like I said, I wasn't prepared. It just had been on my mind and given the opportunity to speak, and hearing actually what spurred me to go ahead and speak was hearing people get up here and talking about what was on the agenda. Like, again, if I read it correctly, we're not supposed to do that.
Thank you. Is it,
You can speak from, you can speak from right there, that's just where the audience goes.
go ahead, you can do it however you would like.
So the council procedures that I sent out was from 2008. And back in those days of 2008, now that we have Mayor Murphy here, he can talk about this. I don't know if you recall, but work session was handled on a Monday night. And on Tuesday night, there was city council meeting. So you had an opportunity to have your work session, and then the next day, you would come in and vote on that agenda that you spoke about on Monday. Can everybody hear me? No?
Get next time.
Here, use this, I don't.
So, in 2016, that document went from 3 pages to 11 pages. And I didn't know that as I was running for my, position. I didn't get that information until I became city council and started digesting it, and it's a very large document. So I did want to talk about it with the city council. And it will be coming back around. It will be back on an agenda after this budget that they would like to get behind them. And I agree, it's time for that, but there's a time and a place for it. But we're gonna, of course.
You said that, I didn't know.
So we want to tackle the budget, but this procedure, council procedures, does need to be considered at a later date.
Absolutely,
As a
I'm in
whole,
agreement.
and it needs to be taken line by line. In 2008, the way it was operating was a very balanced city government, and I think the city and citizens of Sylacauga have asked for a balanced city government where the mayor and the city council are working in conjunction with each other. And 5 city council members are on the same playing field.
Laura, you want to add something?
I'm in agreement with Greer, I believe wholeheartedly that we need to get back to being, the government for the people and working for the people, and it being, each of us with our equal power of being individual council members.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have something I want to add. I want to piggyback off what Greer was saying. So Greer, the procedures were changed, and if everybody knows the way we do this, the things that we discuss in the work session, we don't vote on that night. That's why we give it 2 weeks. So now you have actually a little bit more time to go over your documents, do your research, and you vote on it at the next meeting. The only time we vote on something the same night is if it's considered an emergency, and everybody has to agree on that. Because remember, in order to vote on something the same night, you have to suspend the rules, and it has to be unanimous. That means everybody has to vote on it. If one person says no, then we don't consider it.
And yes, I agree. I have seen that done on multiple occasions where we are suspending the rules. I did not realize until I read the procedures that I could have stood up and asked for that not to take place. And that will be something I will consider thoroughly if we want to suspend rules to vote on things that come up during work session to get a vote on.
All right, and the next thing I wanted to say too, thanks for saying what you said, Laura, about all of us being on the same page, because we just want to make sure that we have to remember that when we're out in the public, we're just like any regular citizen. We only have our power when we're here together. So if somebody wants to discuss something, or somebody wants some information on something, whether it be the city attorney, the city clerk, so on and so forth, we need to request that information in this capacity, just to make sure nobody's out here with their own agendas, nobody's out here trying to micromanage employees, or nobody's out here reaching out to this entity or that entity trying to receive information that the rest of us don't know anything about. So anytime somebody wants to know about something, make sure it's asked in the capacity of the work session. We only have our power when we're together. So that way we just stay on the same page and everything is, as we always say, transparent.
So are you saying that I cannot have an email distribution
No, you can do that. You can do that as far as your constituents. What I'm saying, just for an example, Nate doesn't need to have Shannon doing research for him on something that the rest of us don't know anything about.
Or me and Tiffany don't need to be having a private conversation with Gwen about something going on that nobody else knows what's going on, or just being transparent across the board.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
And that way, because keep in mind, like, we do wanna all be on the same page. We are here to work together to move the city forward, but we only have our power together. So as long as everybody knows what's going on, or who's researching, or what we're asking for, we can make the best decisions for the city as a whole.
Well, the council procedures are definitely something that, as a city as a whole, everyone needs to have some.
Yeah, and remember, we asked you to email over your questions
And
and stuff.
this will come in the form after the
Okay.
budget is approved, so that we can look at it line by line as a city council in work session.
All right, okay.
I had one to bring with me, I left it in my truck, I'd already wrote a bunch of stuff down.
We can meet at 4:30 or whatever. Y'all can meet at 4, because I don't really have an issue. We've been operating with it since I've been here. So.
Yeah, and I don't-
Open to any suggestion or changes.
Some things I read, it needs to be updated, because it still shows, I think we met on Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Once a month, we met.
No, it was 2016.
On Wednesday at 9, and then once a month, we met Tuesday at 6. We always had the work session at 6 o'clock on Monday night before the work session, before the council.
Yeah, and we did change that, but that's why we don't vote on things the same night. That's why you get two weeks before you,
Unless it's something that's urgent.
Yeah.
We had to, like SimCut Day, we had to vote on that because we gotta keep them in business and keep doing what we do.
and again, everybody agreed on that. But again, if we don't suspend the rules, then it's not voted on. Only one person has to say no. All right? Is there anyone else, who has anything or would like to address the council?
Tiffany, I want to just clear up
Jesus, I didn't even recognize
a possible rumor. You didn't recognize me.
No, I didn't. I didn't know you were here.
Get your glasses checked.
Well, you looked like an elf instead of Santa.
So is it.
Okay.
Just to clear up any rumors, I know we were supposed to have an executive meeting tonight. We were scheduled to have that. That deal did not fall through. But after some discussions, we chose to revoke the incentive.
Thanks for
Business
that
is still
update.
coming.
We appreciate that. Thanks, Brian, for that update. All right, so is there anyone else? I don't want to leave anybody out.
Brian, you just scared me.
Me too, I didn't know. There's nothing up there. All right, having no further business to discuss, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Time of adjournment, 6:58.